I've always wanted to have the perfect morning routine. Like, I really tried. I consider myself to be an organization girly, like a productivity girly. So like I'm all up about Notion, OneNote, the next note-taking app. I love my iPad. Yet I've been having a really big problem in that little ecosystem of productivity, and that's my morning routine. I just don't really have a solid morning routine. Sometimes it's giving, sometimes it's not. Sometimes I wake up a lot later than planned. I would start my mornings feeling like I had failed already just because I overslept. Like, it's not healthy to feel so congested to the point where when you break your own routines, you feel like you failed. I'm learning to reevaluate that way of living and to make sure that my routines are working for me and I'm not a slave to them, because a routine should serve you, or a ritual, whatever you want to call it, it should serve you. It shouldn't make you feel like you're a loser every morning when you miss your alarm. Something that contributed to my inability to stick with my morning routine is an overemphasis on the actual things I need to do more than focusing on my emotions and my mindfulness. We're not meant to live our lives on autopilot, and a lot of times the content that we consume around productivity and routines and habits focuses too much on the action of doing the thing more than how you should feel when you're doing the thing. It's like I will wake up and the first thing on my mind is like, I have a morning routine to do. Like, I have to do this. What that does in the moment is that it literally, like, you're waking up, you're still in the daze, right? You haven't even, like, eased into anything, and the first thing you're thinking about is all the things you have to do. Humans, we just need to be eased and coddled into things. Like, you're not gonna wake up a baby and then be like, okay, baby, get up now. Like, you have to go to school. No. You're probably gonna wake them up a little, with more tenderness and be like, hi, wake up, yay. I find that with morning routines, we tend to overlook that stage of actually just being there and doing nothing. On the days that I schedule in some buffer time, I call it my transitional buffer time, to just be there and do nothing before I actually wake up, that works wonders for me, because we're not meant to be on the go all the time, and that includes your morning routine. I don't think your body wants to feel like you're just in a box and overly structured all the time. This lapse of time when you're just waking up and you have things to do, but you're just kind of there, it's so important, because that's the time where you can start speaking to yourself. We think that affirmations are just for the mirror, or just for when you're about to psych yourself up to do something, and like, I can do this, I can do this, I can do that. Like, that's great, but when you're in that state of half asleep and half awake is the time where you want to be extra sweet to yourself and speak a lot of love and life into yourself. On the days when I'm literally just in bed, and when I allow my mind to just go back to who I am in that very fragile, vulnerable moment of, I don't want to do today, and I don't want to be awake. Like, I don't want to do this day. When I'm in that state and I start saying things to myself like, you have a purpose, you were created for something, God got you, God gave you a reason to be, and I start remembering all the important things about myself, all of a sudden the nature of my day actually changes. It's very hard to live your life on autopilot, and that's something that routines and habits don't actually tell us. Like, I've been trying to form habits for years, and they haven't been working. But even for the activities where I haven't been able to build those habits, I've still been able to do them at specific times. And so I started analyzing my life, and I was like, how come I'm able to do this on certain days? Like, how come I feel so empowered, so motivated, so productive on certain days, and on other days I just can't do anything? I started noticing that on the days where I can actually get things done, those are the days where I speak to myself constantly. Like, throughout the day, I'm just speaking life into myself. Some people call it affirmations. I love calling it speaking life, because that's like literally what it is. So on the days that I'm super productive and I'm like crushing it, I notice a pattern. Like, it means that I probably started the day saying something really good to myself. Like, we're gonna get this. Like, actually, we're gonna get this. That's why some people seem to always be on a roll. They're always doing things. But that's because those people are really attuned to their feelings. They're really attuned to their emotion. And they're constantly speaking life into themselves. I don't think you can drag on yesterday's motivation into today. I think there's a quote by, I think, Zig Ziglar. I hope I said his name correctly. But it went along the lines of, motivation doesn't last forever. That's why we recommend it every single day. There's power in doing things for your mind every day that will allow you to sustain your routines and your habits. Because for a long time, I believe that in order to build a habit, in order to build a healthy habit or routine, I just had to focus on just doing the thing. But it's hard to do the thing when you haven't like eased yourself into it. And if your routines don't include time to ease yourself into things, it's gonna be hard. Like if you want to work hard every morning, you need a pre-work hard routine. Like you need a time when you remember your goals, where you are reminded of why your work matters, when you are reminded of why you're even doing the things you're doing consciously. It can be as small as just sitting down for like 2 minutes and just remembering, why am I here? Or it could be longer, and you can find a video, literally just find a motivational video before you start working. Because we're trying to live like robots. We're trying to live on autopilot. We're trying to just always know and be on top of things. But we're meant to actually flow into the things we do. We can't be so rigid about our routines. That's why now I just take the time to do that before I do things. I call it my transitional periods. You'll notice that sometimes when you're in your car, you don't want to just get out of the car because you're just like I don't like, especially when you go grocery shopping, or maybe that's just me, but I know it's not just me. Especially when you go like grocery shopping and you're just sitting in your car and you're like, okay, what now? Like, bro, like I have to go back to adulting and now I need to like wash this stuff and like pack it up and put it in the fridge, whatever. It's like the smallest things just suck the life out of you sometimes, like, Anyway, just a quick little rant here. In that moment, you're in your car, you don't want to get out for a reason. You don't want to get up because you know that, you have work to do once you're out of the car. And so in that moment, in those pockets of time between your next things to do, you need to add the affirmations. Like, that's where it should be happening, not just in front of your mirror when you're getting ready. So I'll be in my car just literally wasting time, and I'm like, no, girl, you got this. You're gonna go there, you're gonna wash the dishes, you're gonna clean the house because you want an organized life and because you deserve to live in a nice atmosphere. Just everything can be an experience. You can make your life into a life worth living simply by the way you communicate to yourself all the time. And I find that the most successful people in life, they do that and they don't even know that they're doing it. And sometimes it's hard for them to communicate that to other people, but that's what they're doing. I really, really try to just do things, just always like pack things back to back. Okay, so I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. That's a very easy way to fail with your routines and with your schedules, because you're not a robot. You're not actually going to want to do the things when you schedule them. And so if you don't know that in advance, you're set up to just mess up your routines, because you're going to actually think, oh, just because I have this ready, I made this plan, I'm just going to execute it. But experience has probably taught you by now that's just not the way it works. Be prepared for reality. Prepare yourself for what it actually looks like when you're on the battlefield. If your level of preparation for your life includes moments where you speak into yourself, moments where you remember why you're doing the things you're doing, then you will always default to that, and that will send you back to the action. So what we really need is, for everything that we want to do, we need some kind of pre-routine that psychs us up for that thing. Whatever you want to be consistent at, whatever you want to be successful at, you need a pre-routine to that habit. You need a pre-habit to the habit, and that's a habit of the mind. You need a mental flow that allows you to ease into that thing. If you want to be really good at singing, and you're like, you can't get yourself to just wake up and sing, then you have to wake up and play music. You have to wake up and watch videos of people from The Voice who are playing music or who are singing. If you want to be if you want to wake up and learn how to be more active in the day, and you wake up and you're generally tired, then you need to wake up and the first thing you do is just stretch. Like, there has to be some priming to everything we do. If you want to wake up and be the best at your job and just like kick it and work hard and, you know, be a go-getter, girl boss, whatever, you need to, before you start working, just it doesn't even have to be long is what I'm saying. Like, just take 5 minutes of your time to go through Pinterest and feed yourself with imagery of women killing it. It's literally that simple. Like, we're not supposed to be just looking at our vision boards once in a while, you know? Like, you don't just put it there and just look at it once in a while. The vision should be a consistent part of your day, because that's what's going to carry you through the day. You know what I'm saying? You need to do the work of sending yourself back to the action, which is the mental work. And that's how you can sustain the habit long term. And so, yeah, I realized that I've always wanted to have a morning routine where I pray. And I haven't been able to do that for a long time because my alarm wasn't even playing gospel music. So I wake up to this loud alarm and then I'm expected to just get up and pray. It's not going to happen. So I switched my alarm to some gospel music that I like, so that when I wake up, I'm already in that atmosphere of God and like prayer. And I can just like easily ease into my morning. So even if I'm like half asleep for like the first 10 to 15 minutes, my brain is already primed with the gospel music. So by the time I'm up, I can pray. And so those are the things that are really going to matter when it comes to your morning routine, a lot more than what you're actually doing. So I hope this helps you. I've been applying this to my life, and it's been helping me in many ways. I look forward to seeing just how much I work on this and how it's going to transform my mornings. And maybe I'll do a video showing my morning routine, which is so ironic. Don't hate me for it. And, you know, it's just aesthetic. I just really want to do it. You know, it's YouTube. It's fun. Make sure to like and subscribe, because, like, I have so many things I want to share with you guys. Like, we're doing life together. We're just becoming together. We're growing together. And I want to make sure that you hear all the amazing things I have to share. So please subscribe. And also follow me on Instagram. Like, I'm gonna link all my other social media posts. Follow me, like this video, share with your friends, and come back for the next. Thank you.